A few weeks ago, Rob, there were conversations and there were some reports about the end of last season, how it ended for the Dolphins, what's been going on. You have former players talking about what's happening in the locker room. You and I talked about it a bit. One of the concerns that I had with Mike McDaniel is trying to be the cool coach, trying to be the players' coach too much, especially when you haven't won anything, I think can be dangerous. We all want to be that. We all want to be liked. And they had started to struggle a bit, and we started to hear reports that you had Jalen Ramsey, you had Tyreek Hill, they weren't showing up, they're missing practices, they're showing up late to meetings, they're not coming at all. And you obviously had all the issues with Tyreek where he left, talking about, I want to lead the team, I want to get out of here. Then he has to come back. They had to have a team meeting for that. Then you had your leader and your quarterback say some things the other day.
I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
Yeah. When I heard that was the moment I realized he might need to update his LinkedIn, because it's one thing, and you know this as a reporter for many years, eons. It's one thing don't come over here talking about I've been doing this since 1987. Did I say for a long time?
All right.
My point is, it's one thing to hear a rumor or report or kind of some unknown sources or some players. That happens, and it very well could be true, but you can say that's just outside noise. It was last year's players. You can understand it. Even though we know after the first game where they had the season, a players-only meeting right off the bat. You can't start the season off already having a players-only meeting. That shows me there's some dysfunction. In the offseason, Tyreek Hill trying to come back. They have to have a meeting about him. That a whole bunch of stuff's going on. When your quarterback, who is normally soft-spoken, who is normally trying to say the right thing, do the right thing, be a podium guy, is screaming this is a major indictment coming from, the face of the franchise in this case, and your quarterback. And I think that is an indictment on him, on Mike McDaniels. And this is one time I will say, losing is the issue, because had they been winning, right now they're 1-4. If they were, 3-2 or something, or 4-1, we might not be having this conversation. But you can't be losing. And then when you start to look at the numbers of where they are, they're in the bottom third of offensive stats. They're like 25th, 6th, 7th offensively. And you cannot be that bad when the sign of what you are a wonder kid. You are the smart genius kid offensively. And they had an amazing year in 2023. Put up a 70-piece. I thought it was the Miami Heat playing. And now our offense is terrible. Offense is bad. We're down to the bottom of the pack in all of these offensive stats. And our own leader in a quarterback, franchise quarterback, is calling out leadership. That's it can't get more damning to me, because it would be different if he said that, but our offense was crazy. We're number 1 in this, number 2 in that, number 3 in that. That's damning, Rob. And I just think that the writing is on the wall, and it's almost, to me, if this is an agent, you're starting to field calls. You're starting to look for opportunities.
Well, when you don't win, if you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. And we talked about it before. I mean, sports is real simple. I know it's cliche, and I've said it a million times. Sports has a short menu, and it's wins and losses. And you're going to get fired when you don't win. They're 1-5, correct? 1-5.
1-5, yeah.
You're going to get fired, and it's this bad, and it looks this bad. And
you
then
don't
this
get
is
culture then, like Doug told you.
No.
You're part of the problem.
Yes.
You're part of the problem right now. 1-5. Like, I mean, I know some people said you are what your record says you are, but I'm just saying, don't do that.
Thanks, Doug.
I mean, he's setting some things up around there. They're building something, it takes time.
It doesn't work like that.
You saying my 3rd, 4th year I should already have it together?
Yeah, yes, you should have it together.
You saying I'm an offensive genius, but our offense stinks?
Nobody. We don't live that world anymore. And that's the big thing. There used to be. New coach came in, a 5-year plan. The quarterback would sit the first couple years. Those days are long. Nobody. They're not waiting for anybody. Every year you're retooling your team, trying to win now. What do we got to do to try to win now, right? You're in Cleveland. Let's bring the 40-year-old quarterback. We need to win games now. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, we got a great story tradition. We'll just rebuild. Let's get a young quarterback. Let's go for a couple of years, and then we'll be ready. No. Nobody's doing that because that's not where we are in sports anymore. People are trying to do whatever they can right now to give themselves the best chance to win. When you're having issues with a coach, not winning, and now there's the other stuff that comes out, and you know that the dirty laundry always comes out when things aren't going well.
That's true.
When you're winning, nobody's saying anything because basically, for the most part, unless you're A.J. Brown, you're not saying anything. But you get my point. So I'm not shocked by this, not shocked by the conversation, not shocked that people are out there and this stuff is happening. And you're right. McDaniel, he'll be whacked sooner than later. I don't know, when is their bye, Rob G?
I have to look that up.
Yeah, because there might be an opening coming up, you know what I mean, after their next game or so where they might decide to make a change or something.
Actually,
right?
They must have already had. Yeah, I think they already
had it
their
already.
Bye. That's their bye.
That's too late.
Wait, is that the second bye?
That's Thanksgiving.
They ain't had it. They got. They're about to suffer a long.
They got like the last bye, right? I mean, November 23rd. My goodness.
Man, this is about to be a brutal.
You know what's crazy is we just did back-to-back segments talking about the Bears and the Dolphins, right? And the narratives around each team is so different. If Miami can hold Justin Herbert from getting a 40-yard completion on third down, they win last week. If Jaden Daniels doesn't fumble the ball with nobody touching him, the Bears lose last night. The Bears won 2 weeks ago off a blocked field goal against the Raiders, which they would have lost that game too. And it's just interesting how they win. Caleb Williams not really playing very well. They've been very sloppy, but they win, and it's like, hey, everything's cool. We're progressing. Don't worry about it. Miami has had the lead in like 4 of these games in the final minutes.
Can't finish.
Can I
find
tell
ways
you
to
why?
lose it. And it's like, hey, fire the coach. Quarterback's got to go. They got a leadership issue.
Here's why. Number one, he did what you're not supposed to do. It's great to do in real life.
Sure,
you love it.
yeah, totally.
He started off too high.
It's just crazy how if one play goes different in this game, they're 3-2 and they're right there in the mix.
But what you just said is what we talk about all the time. What is the ultimate? It's about winning and losing, not how you do that, but winning and losing. And if you win those games, Rob G, and if you right, or if those things go your way, it's just like we talked about it. It is about winning and losing, and that and winning covers up everything. It's the ultimate makeup in sports. It covers up the flaws or the blemishes, and you turn your head and go, wow, what do you want to do? Cry over it? We won. The Dodgers didn't go like, oh, no, we don't want to win that game because the pitcher threw it over the catcher's head on an easy play to first base. They won the game, and you know what they did? They moved on. They don't care. They moved on. They won.
And I think the problem, too, Rob G, his first, I think, 2 out of 3 seasons, they went to the postseason. So he had success early, right? You can't go backwards. You can inch your way up. Like, and I hate to use my example all the time, but Dan Campbell looks bad, but they're getting better. Looks bad, okay, they're getting better. Not good. You can't go playoffs, 70 piece, looking good. Tua leading the league in passing, just got a new contract, and then fall off bad. And it can't be both on the field and off the field issues. That's the part, right? So if you're a struggling, even the Bills, for example, they've had enough success that they struggle for a while. Then you can say, all right, they're having a rough little go, but they've been building up and had success. You can't start here and just all of a sudden go back. And then lastly, have your leader, your franchise quarterback come on. That's an indictment. Tua never says anything. When Tua says that, that's saying a lot.
And it didn't help that the coach came out and said, well, he's probably talking about one person. And the next day he comes out and says, yeah, that was a misguided comment. So when the quarterback's saying there's a leadership issue, the coach is saying, well, they're following the things I'm saying. I don't know what the problem is. That tells you they got real leadership problems.
That's the point right there. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
they can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.